Why hello my fellow boneyard scrappers, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts Garrison. Episode 43, Planning for a Real Luxury Ship. We still have the goal of trying to find coolers for the reactor, because at the moment the reactor room is not actually physically cooled, and it's a fair bit hotter. Yeah, it's like 5 degrees, 6 degrees hotter than the rest of our ship, so we definitely still need coolers in there. And then the other thing I wanted to do as sort of the end cap of this series, is to get a wellness room, a recreation room, and a galley. So let me show you the room overlays here. The wellness room needs 2 wellness items, like a treadmill and a strength trainer. That's what I intend to do, so that Garrison can actually take care of himself. The recreation room needs a table, a fridge, recreation items, like a terminal, TV, bar top, etc., and then the galley needs a table, fridge, and chairs. So that is sort of the end goal. And that's what I hope to build with the time remaining. So what I wanted to do first is to check out if there was any other derelicts in the belt here that I have not yet visited. Because we're near out of, like, unexplored stuff until time elapses. Which is fine. There's other things that we can do, and that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Meaning, I'm going to rip apart the OZRP ship and you know, grab components from it. So let's make our way over there. So tracking mode target, I think it's this one. Yeah, the emergent malady. And we're going to head over there and start to lay out the rooms for our next endeavor, for our next building project. So that this can be more or less like a floating apartment, I guess, would be the goal. Like a floating, like Eric Garrison's own flotilla, where he wants for nothing. Now the big challenge will be... And this is probably role-playing because I'm not going to play beyond the point where there isn't meaningful goals left, but the things that we would want to cover, I would say, would be to have a meaningful amount of stockpiled food and water, because if it really doesn't want to interact with the people on the K-Leg or the flotilla, food is like a big deal. Is it going to be an asymmetrical build? So, thinking about that, the galley can be very small, the recreation room needs to be large, and the wellness room can be small. So it will probably be a rec room on one side of the ship, and then the galley and wellness on the other. Something akin to that. All right, I'm not moving too fast, so I could probably go and start restoring this stuff. But I'd like to try to keep it symmetrical if possible. It's not like a big deal if I can't, but that would be my ideal if possible. So, let's go to the damage overlay. This is, of course, the damage overlay. And you can see all the broken parts pretty easily. And then if we open up the damage overlay and let's use tricolor? Rainbow? Rainbow might be the easiest on the eyes. I think the more monochromatic it is, the harder it is on my eyes. We were just like fixing up a heavy water tank, and then there's the nav stations. I'm actually going to restore the nav stations first, because they're in far worse repair. Also, the activity feed, Onyx, Stochastic Turtle. Thank you for the cheers. Thank you for the support. E-map is like dark mode, but the problem I have with it, I guess, is it's really difficult to like see, I don't know, maybe rainbow. Here, let's keep auto-tasking. Rainbow, pressure, damage, rainbow damage. Come on. Store that. There we go. Yeah, we just need to collect food from a delivery driver. It's too bad the ferry system can't, like, help you collect food. That'd be nice. Just Uber Eat style. All right, and I guess he really just wants to restore this D20 or D20 can. I'll just let it happen. All right. That might be our approach, and we were coming in a little hot, so. Yep. All right. Slowing down. Throttled all the way up. All right, now we're not coming in too hot. Fix my bearings. All right, there we go. I don't like the default view selecting the cartridge. I'll go through all the cartridge views that I have so far, but I don't like a color scheme where it's all one color. I find it really harsh on my eyes. So whenever I have the visor on, you know, like this color scale is really, really gentle on the eyes compared to some of the other ones. Pressure's a really handy one, because pressure lets you spot pirates pretty simply. But for now, actually, I don't really want to be in the default view now I think about it. Because the default view is not going to help me remove orange way stuff. Okay, so back to what I was originally doing. What we're doing here is we're stripping up as many like floor panels and wall panels to considerably expand the sides of our ship. So the plan that I have is that we will have a rec room on the left and a galley, which is like a kitchen, and a wellness room on the right, which is like a little gym. Something like that. Which means, and if I want a symmetrical, you know, we'll have to work out exactly what that might look like. But that's essentially the goal. And looking at my current inventory, let's go ahead and, before I really make progress on this, ditch the vast majority of what is in my pockets so that I free up space, because I hadn't done that. So all my other cartridges can go on the floor. Default power viz, tier 1, and default mass viz. Don't need that stuff. Spare aux bottle, although my oxygen and my batteries are not great, but they're not gonna fail me immediately. And then I probably also need to switch out my my battery charger battery. Done. Would a ship cooler be better in the reactor room? Because I don't live in the reactor room, no. Because, like, my character doesn't spend time in there, so I almost don't care how hot it gets, as long as it doesn't get, like, overly hot that it melts down or whatever. But I will be looking for one. The other thing is, of course, something I could do to fix it is to just go back to port. You know, go back to the market and buy coolers. They're kind of overpriced, but it's not a big deal. Come on, uninstall. There we go. So we're grabbing a bunch of orange way floors, and I'm pretty much immediately going to install them in place. Oh, you know what? We don't want orange way floors. What am I even thinking? I don't want my rec rooms to be bright orange. That sounds bad. No, think about it. So we'll do the mobile light floors. There's not a whole lot of them, but there's enough that it should work. Worst case scenario, we could do also the Roka floors. So here is Roka F5s, Roka F1s, mobile space, orange way, but it's the light paneled, which we can do the light paneled stuff for one of the rooms. And then there's this like floor B light panel. So we'll make do with what's here. Trying to use as much mobile light structure as possible. In fact, I'm going to come back to this sort of like these other floors here. And I'm going to prioritize. So here's normal view, what they normally look like. It's just like a flat white tile. And these are the ones we're going to prioritize. Oh, I hate... So the one thing I wish is you could have placeholders and tasks be like automatically selected all the time. That would be really nice, so that I can actually see what I'm queuing up. But we'll take these floors. Where am I auto-tasking to? What are you doing? I canceled that. Silly. And then we'll take these floors. And this should be enough. I can't imagine that the rooms that I'm adding on will be much larger than this. Shona, thank you for the resub, and thanks for the hugs. I am at least fortunate enough that, like, the terrible recent news wasn't truly understood by my toddler. A saving grace for sure. So the other things we ought to be looking for, there was one, like, pleasure yacht that we went to once that had, like, treadmills, but I didn't bother taking them, which in hindsight, I mean, I don't really have anywhere to store them. I'm not planning on storing anything at K-Leg, so maybe not taking them was kind of normal. But we're going to want a weight bench and a treadmill. The other thing that we're going to need, and in this case, we could probably just buy it from the sundries, is we're going to also want lights, you know, non-harsh lights. We're also going to need doors. So I'm hoping that after we strip a bunch of parts from this this vessel and maybe like have a rest because I'm pretty drowsy, the belt will have a few more derelicts for us to explore, new ones. But if they don't, we can always revisit some of the other ships we've been to. Oh, I don't want trash. For the parts we need. Because I could definitely just go to the Sundries dealer and buy it all, but I think it'd be more fun to try to find it, like a scavenger hunt. After we have the rooms constructed. It's good enough. I mean, I left one, but whatever. Alright, before we continue this task, let's go ahead and move the thruster. Because I think these thrusters are going to be in the way. Great! You threw the thruster on the other side of space. Awesome. And I'll put thrusters back here. Are there other regions in your K-Leg where derelicts collect? No, not really. There's a few derelicts that will be around Venus, but generally speaking, K-Leg boneyard is like where it's at. And there's not much else besides it. So I don't really need to keep any of the current infrastructure the way it's laid out. Meaning, like, the things attached to the walls can move, etc., etc. It's not a big deal. The temperature inside my ship... Well, I guess it's because I've been opening up the door and I kind of equalized. So maybe it's not too much of a problem. Alright, what are these walls or floors called? These are the floor B mobile light. Got it. So hull... Floor B. And I've got how many of them? 5, 10, 15, 20, 40, 60, almost 70? Got it. Okay. I think I will, for aesthetic reasons, I'll try to not make a big box. You know? That's probably way too many. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I don't, that's too many. So let's cancel the top 2 rows. So that's 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 40, 80. The only issue with that is I won't have enough. So the other thing that we could do is we can line the edges with the orange way that will be not visible. So maybe have it be slightly larger for the hulls that I'm installing or the floors that I'm installing right now. Knowing that we're going to outline all of this with orange way stuff. So how about that? The weird, this is odd the way it's, what exactly are you doing? Restoring the floor and wall. Okay, let me try this again. He's like wiggling around in space, not doing the thing I asked him to do, which is a bit of a head scratcher. Let's try this again. Okay, so in this visor view, let's go this visor view. Placeholders and tasks will be highlighted. Go to install. Oh, I installed the wrong. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just generic floor. Any floor. And I probably want it more like square than I had prior, so that it's easier to get furniture and stuff in there. So let's go like that. No, don't grab random floor. What floors are you grabbing? Hopefully he's doing it correctly. I think so. I think so. Okay, cool. And then I'll make the same installation on the other side, and then line it with orange way on both sides, and those will be like the extra wings. I'm not saying it's like an attractive ship, but it's not like objectively unattractive. I don't know. It kind of is. And my suit battery's down to 31%, so noted. I'm keeping an eye on it. Now, I don't think I'm going to have enough to do exactly what I did on the other side. But I might be able to scavenge up more of these floorboards. Okay. Install. Hull. So this is the floor Bs. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this level. And then it goes down to this level, and that goes 4 out. So this is what we're trying to fill in. Kind of looks like one of the, like, tiers of a totem pole or something. Like, this would be like a totem. Of course, in the mass rainbow view, it would look like that. Oh, there's 2 Bs and I keep putting the wrong one. That explains everything. But I don't know why they look the same to me. Try this again. Install. All. Floor. So there's the floor B. Mobile light system. And this. And it's this one I want. I hope. Alright. We'll outline it. I think the issue is, like, in the visor view, colors are kind of gone. So it's hard to tell what color they are. Yeah. I'll make this work. So there's like maybe 1 tile left that I could strip up from the emergent malady. But I'll make it work. Proximity alarm. That's uncomfortable. I could. One thing I have not been doing is checking on my PDA. Yeah, it was cowboy. I can ignore it. Checking my PDA. That's linked to my nav. Family issues that the fence wants to talk to me about. Well, sorry, fence. I don't want to talk to you. Okay. At this point, we are definitely out of the proper tiles. So what I could do is I could grab some of these straight tiles and work them into the pattern. So we'll have 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 10, 11 more tiles than I had before. I'm sure I'm grabbing some Hummel crap. So let's cancel what I had queued up. No, don't put the Hummel there. Stop it. Okay, that was the correct one. Good. Alright, it's 10 more tiles. What am I missing? Total. I'm missing... Oh, I can't even see the pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 12. Okay, so I need more than this. Got it. In that case, we'll work in this gray, like, grid pattern as well. I'll try to make it look aesthetic. I mean, these are rooms that, you know, it's my living room, if you will. So, we'll do our best. But the good news is it will all be mobile light. So that, oh, right, the visor view turned off. I really wish it would, like, default. That would be my... And, you know, there's definitely... The visor view, I think this was, like, the first pass that they had of the visor view, so I'm sure it will change over time. So I'm not all that concerned about... The complaints I have are probably going to be addressed. Maybe. Okay, that is probably enough. So I think what I'll do is change some of the installs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And we'll use that, the mobile light style. Oh, we're grabbing those. The mobile light style that has the lines in it. The D. Yeah, floor D. In those spots. Also, it looks like the entire edge of this vessel here is mobile light framework A. So there's lots of A tiles if I want to spend the time like taking out the walls. Okay, here's more floor D. Maybe it'll even look nice when I'm done. Probably not. Come on, move. Okay. Next install is the graded pattern, this one. And then if we line it all with the orange way, I'll have to move the cooler, of course. But if we line it all with orange way, or the mobile light A that I'm just putting in now, it will look good, I think. And it doesn't clash too bad with the Ryoka. The other thing is that we're going to want to get off this junker up there is doors. At least 3 doors. So we'll have a door to the wellness, a door to the wreck, and a door to the galley. And I'm not going to have enough floors for all of this, so we'll have to strip some more out, but not a big deal. The annoying part is honestly going to be the walls, because the amount of wall sections we're going to need is more than a dolly's worth. Significant, like at least 2 or 3 dollies worth. Yeah, this game is definitely one you get the hang of pretty quickly. I agree. It seems complex at first, because up front it's kind of dense, and then you ease into it. Kind of like, maybe a bit like Kerbal Space Program in that way. Where, like, initially Kerbal Space Program is, like, feels very difficult to comprehend. But then once you spend some time... Oh, those are backwards, aren't they? Once you spend some time working your way into Kerbal Space Program, it gets a lot more accessible. It's just the fundamental game mechanics is a hurdle. But once that hurdle's cleared, it's not so bad. Why does the bottom one keep flipping incorrectly? The bottom one oriented wrong compared to all the others, even though I installed them in the same batch. It's odd. And also, no, all the ones above did wrong. What's going on here? Eric, you messing with me? I think he's messing with me. Let's try this again. So we want the gray grid pattern this way. Wow, yeah, I have to turn it every time. That feels incorrect. Rotation resets after each placement? Yeah, that's not ideal. What am I grabbing out of here? This dolly. Inventory. Those are the wall loose. I guess I had like 1 or 2... I had 5 more in a stack that I could grab. Alright, my suit battery's down to 21%. It's not urgent that I, like, see to that, but I'll keep an eye on it. Come on, you've got 3 more. Go install it. There we go. Okay, at this point, we've lined that side. I'm not going to use the, like, X-ray view at the moment. I might need to cancel the batched walls here, because my, Eric is, not doing the tasks in the correct order. I know that you can go into the roster and, like, cancel them. And then maybe these extra white walls, or floors, will save if we need them? And then, of course, our character is fighting the deep drowsies, because I've been up for like 36 hours in game. Which, surprisingly, your character's like, yo, I don't enjoy pulling a multiple all-nighters. You stopped using corner and edge tiles completely because of the rotational issue? Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate for sure. Something that, like, wouldn't take much to fix. Especially if you're doing large ship builds. Because of how constantly inconvenient that must be. Are you still installing? You don't have any floor panels left. So if you're wondering, if you go into the roster or into the tasks, you can essentially like decide what crew tasks will be allowed if you want to bother with the division of labor. I don't see much reason for it. If tools were a lot more expensive, it might make sense for like one person to do the scrapping and another person to do the installing. Or like based on skills, but generally speaking, all the shipbreakers roughly have the same subset of skills, meaning it's like not super important to divide labor in that way. So I've never really seen the use to have that sort of level of division of labor. All right, and then once we get around to these uninstall tasks, we should have enough panels to finish everything, and then we just need to do the walls. And hopefully after all of this, plus a nap, plus like a food and all that jazz, we'll have more ships in the belt to select from. Man, Deathheart, thanks for the resub. All right, 17 bat. I should swap the bat soon. Or I'm gonna suffocate. So that will finish this side. Obviously, the location where the cooler is currently installed is like problematic. Once this is done. The other thing is, should I line this with orange way? I almost feel like I want to, just so that it's like plenty of room. Because I don't foresee expanding the ship ever again after this. Like, this is the last big build. So maybe I will do like a last layer orange way. So all the floors that I have right now will actually be floor space. You don't know if it's coincident or not, but the same type of derelicts usually spawn in the same area where you first find them. I haven't seen that to be true. I've really not found any of these Tarsus... I think they're the Tarsus freighters. Oh, what the hell was that? Y'all saw that, right? I wasn't hallucinating? Like the purple tentacle monster? Concern? I don't like purple people eaters. Door-to-door salesman will find me anywhere. Yeah, I think my character's getting a little too drowsy. I'm starting to see monsters and I'm gonna need to take a nap. Or I'm gonna take a dirt nap. Well, I don't know if you can take dirt naps in space. All right, so we'll do the orange way lining, and then maybe I'll have to take a nap and then do the walls, because I'm starting to see scary monsters, and I'm not down for that. A vac nap. Yeah, there we go. All right, cooler. Let's see. Can we... So this is just like a temporary cooler spot. Man, it doesn't go anywhere. I could put it here, I guess. Oh, the consoles. Okay, drop it. Pick this thing up. Move it out of the way. Ugh. There's nowhere to put it. There it goes. Okay, we'll start doing orange ways. As long as the purple people monster eater thingies aren't gonna attack me. And the orange way is where the conduit and the walls are gonna go. So it's the final expansion. I know my battery's low. I should be able to finish this task on same suit bet. Quantum, thank you for the resub, and cheers. Must be a dredge crossover. Yeah, right. How's my tools holding up? 97 and 75. Okay, tools are fine. It's just the suit battery that's a problem. Okay, the rest of the orange way we don't yet have. I'll just swap my suit bat now. %, oxygen is fine. And let's see, orders. Uninstall. And now I just have to neatly paint between the lines. The other thing I could do, which I'll probably end up doing, is re-towing brace to this ship. And then to make sure that it's like in really nice K-leg co-orbit. What's a term for that? Like parallel orbit? There's probably a technical term. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Where like two things are in sequence with one another. Like a constellation orbit, or I don't know, but whatever it is, make sure that we're, you know, chilling with K-leg. Synchronous orbit, yeah, thank you. A synchronous orbit. Just because having, I mean, eventually we're gonna like not rely on K-leg as much, but for now, you know, my food and my water come from there, and my fuel, technically speaking. I wish there was fuel transfer systems. That would be pretty cool. Because you can sort of like fill tanks a little bit. Like technically you could build a room as like a gas closet where like you outgas N2 canisters and then you fill up other N2 canisters. Like that's technically possible. It's just like there's not really a system for that in game, so there's no efficient way of transferring gas between two canisters without like the potential of explosions, etc., etc. You've had fuel transfer requests from other ships. Yeah, those are sort of what I mean is the ability for you to like manage gas tanks and gas transfer. It's probably not all that needed as far as this game is concerned, but I still think it would be pretty cool if you could hook yourself up to like derelicts and siphon, because there's really no way to like siphon oxygen or nitrogen or fusion reactor gases. Because it'd be a really cool mechanic where like fusion systems were very efficient, but the fuel for them, the helium and the heavy water, was very, very expensive, and the cryo was very expensive, so that you were incentivized, rather than just buy it, you were incentivized to salvage it off of rigs, to essentially go to a rig and siphon it. That would be, that would be excellent. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Ostranauts.